to video classes by Konnur English Medium School. We were talking about Jack the boy who went with some of his friends who wanted to seek a job from Old Man Twinkle. So it so happened that as Twinkle was busy, he had asked these boys to spend some time in the yard, and they decided to play with the gate, an old gate that was there in the yard. They all climbed onto the gate, and because of their weight, the gate actually broke. Now everybody was scared that they had broken the gate, but nobody had the courage to go and tell that to Old Man Twinkle, because they were afraid that he would not be giving them any job after that. So Twinkle, however, interviewed everyone one by one, and among other questions he had asked them if they knew anything about the broken gate. And everybody had said they had no idea about the broken gate. Jack, however, was not there to ask for a job. He had just gone there with his friends, and he was just curious to know who would get the job. So Twinkle noticed that after everybody left, Jack was still there in the yard. He was trying to see if he could do something to repair the broken gate, because this boy, even though he was poor, even though he was small compared to all other boys, and he was all ragged, he was wearing clothes that were torn, but still, there was something about that boy that was not there in other boys, that is honesty, and that guilt feel you feel when something wrong has been done by you. So Jack was unable to go home like the other boys, because one thing, either he had to confess, either he had to go and tell Uncle Twinkle that the gate has been broken and they are responsible for that, or he had to find a way, to repair the gate. So without doing either of these, he was unable to go back home. That's when Uncle Twinkle, the Old Man Twinkle, notices this boy, and he says, he gives him a shout and says, "What are you doing there?" And Jack goes back to Twinkle, and then we know what happens. He actually was not willing to tell Old Man Twinkle that the gate was broken because of him and his friends, but because he was unable to lie, he tells him that the gate was broken. But he has not told Twinkle the names of his friends, right? He has not given up the secret who has actually who were all there in the team of those boys who broke the gate. So that's where we stopped, and we will continue from there. "Oh, please sir, don't be angry, but you see, some of the boys and I were swinging together on the gate, and it broke," said Jack. "I wanted to come and tell you, really I did, but the others said no, and I couldn't give them away, could I? I stayed to see if I could mend the gate. That's what I was doing in your yard." "I see," said Old Man Twinkle, and he didn't look quite so fierce now. "Well, who were the other boys?" So Twinkle asks Jack, the small boy, to tell the names of those other boys who were all responsible for the gate breaking. "Don't be angry with me, Mr. Twinkle, but I really can't tell tales," said poor Jack. They are my friends, you see, and I don't want them to get into trouble." So what would he do now? Because Twinkle is demanding to know the names of the other boys, and Jack says, "Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Twinkle, I cannot really tell their names because they're all my friends, and I don't want them to get into trouble." So he honestly says what he felt. He refuses to tell the names of his friends. So, see, that's an important quality that all children need to develop, You don't just give up on your friends so easily. You don't give them away so easily when you are caught in trouble. That's what Jack did not do here. He did not give away his friends. He refused to tell that old man their names, his friends' names. "Alright, quite so," said Old Man Twinkle, "and now I'm going to tell you something. The boys' names were Harry, Peter, George, and Henry. You see, I know them all." But to Jack's surprise, Old Man Twinkle actually knows their names. Now you must be wondering how he knew their names. He knew them because he had interviewed them some time back already and he had remembered their names. But how did he know that they were the ones who had broken the gate? Did he actually see them playing on the gate? We'll check. Now Jack started in surprise. He was very surprised to realize that Old Man Twinkle actually knew their names. How did you know? Asked Jack. Did the boys tell you after all? Jack is surprised because he did not expect Old Man Twinkle to know who had actually broken the gates. So he asks him, did those boys actually tell you that they had done it when you had called them for the interview? Well, we know all the boys had refused to say anything about the gate. They said, we don't know anything about the gate, who has broken the gate. Not one of them, said Old Man Twinkle. They pretended to be surprised. They pretended not to know. They told me untruths, but I happened to see you all swinging on the gate when it broke. So I knew all about it, you see. So Twinkle says, well, not one of those boys actually confessed or accepted that they were responsible for the gate breaking. Actually, they all acted surprised, acted as if they had not heard anything about the broken gate. But Twinkle says, I actually saw you all playing on the gate. So maybe he had seen through the window or something, He had actually seen all these boys climbing up on that gate and then, playing on the gate, pretending to ride it like a horse, all that. He had actually seen the gate breaking down, it's collapsing because of their weight. So, even though he had seen, he was smart. He didn't just announce it right then. He wanted to see if those boys had the honesty and the courage to come and tell him that they did it. But you see, none of them did except this boy, except Jack. But did he actually want a job? Jack did not want a job because he never considered himself to be fit for any kind of job like that. But those 4 other boys, they wanted the job and they didn't have the honesty or the courage to accept that they had broken the gate. Now Jack has accepted it. Now he has impressed Uncle Twinkle, Old Man Twinkle, definitely. But what is going to happen next? Let's see. Oh, said Jack, and he stared at Mr. Twinkle again. Well, please choose one of the boys, he said. They are nice boys, really, although they did not own up about the gate. Well, now Jack knows that Old Man Twinkle was thinking about not giving the job to any of those boys because he did not like that they were not honest. They were not, showing any courage at all in accepting that the gate was broken because of them. Now Jack has accepted it, but he is not there for a job. So Jack knows Uncle Twinkle, Old Man Twinkle, was not going to give the job to any of the boys, but he wants one of the boys to get the job. So he is appealing, he's requesting Old Man Twinkle like this. He says, they are nice boys. They are good boys. Yeah, I accept that they did not tell the truth about the gate, but they are good ones. So please choose one of those 4 boys for the job, he says, Jack. So Old Man Twinkle says, I have chosen my boy already. So who is he? Asks Jack. He is you, said Mr. Twinkle. So when Jack appealed to Old Man Twinkle to give the job to one of those boys, Twinkle says, well, I have already selected a boy. So Jack asks who that boy is because he thinks it might be one of those 4. Any one of those 4, maybe they impressed Twinkle in some other way. So he was just curious to know who was selected for the job. But Twinkle says, I have selected you for the job. You see, again, Jack really was not there for the job because he never considered himself fit enough to do any kind of job at all. He thought he was a poor boy, small and weak physically, and he never thought he was bright enough to do any kind of job. But now, this old man has chosen him for the job. So, yes, I know you are small, but you will grow, especially if Mrs. Twinkle makes you pudding every night. He says, don't worry, Jack. You think you are small, that's fine. Well, my wife, yes, Mrs. Twinkle, she will cook well for you. So he is offering him food as well with a job. So with that food, you will be able to grow faster. And I know you are at the bottom of the class for lots of things, but good food will make your brains grow too. And Jack, if you think you are a dull boy, if you think that you are not bright enough for any kind of job, don't worry. Good food will also make you grow mentally. Yes, it will make your brains grow as well. So, and I know you are a bit ragged, but a little pocket money will buy you better clothes. And you say your clothes are all ragged, you're wearing old and torn clothes. That is fine. I will give you some pocket money, and with that pocket money, you can save some money and then you can buy new clothes. You see, Jack did not expect any of this at all. His state of mind was right now all of guilt because the gate had been broken and he was not able to mend it. Now, to his astonishment, old man Twinkle has chosen him for the job. And with the job, he's offering him good food as well as pocket money. Yes, how wonderful! Oh, Mr. Twinkle carried Jack, but why don't you choose a boy like why would you choose a boy like me? The others are bigger and cleverer. He still does not understand why he was chosen for the job. He just cannot believe that just because he was honest with Twinkle, he got the job. So he wants to know why Twinkle was choosing him over all other better boys. He says they are stronger and they are cleverer. So why are you choosing me? So old man Twinkle says they may be what? They may be stronger, they may be cleverer, they may be bigger, but what I want is a boy who is brave enough to own up when things go wrong. Well, I am not looking for just strength, physical strength, or smartness. What I am looking for is honesty and the courage to say that things have gone wrong when things have gone wrong. To have that guts, have that courage to accept that something has gone wrong because of me. I am looking for somebody like that, and obviously Jack was fitting that position perfectly. I want a boy who can speak the truth. And I want a boy who is loyal. And if you are loyal to your friends, as you have been just now, you will be loyal to me too. I have chosen the right boy, Jack. I have chosen the right boy. He says, he's now praising Jack. He says, you have the courage to accept that something has gone wrong because of what you did. And you are so loyal. What is loyalty? Loyalty is being faithful to people, like friends. For example, Jack did not give the names of his friends. He said to old man Twinkle, I am sorry, I can't tell you their names. So what did he exhibit? What did he display there was loyalty to his friends. He did not just give away their names just to get out of the trouble. And Twinkle liked that attitude. Twinkle liked that quality in the boy. He says, if you can be faithful to your friends, if you can be loyal to your friends, you will be loyal to me as well. So that is how things go. You can't be loyal to some people and not loyal to other people. If you are loyal, if you have the quality of loyalty within you, you will display that quality everywhere. So old man Twinkle was a wise man. So he knew that this boy who has the courage to accept mistakes, who has the loyalty, is the perfect boy for the job, and says, I have chosen the right boy. So he had for Jack is with him still, but not as an errand boy. Oh no, he is the head of the shop now and doing very well indeed. All because of a broken gate. Wasn't it strange? So Jack gets the job, and for a few days Jack is an errand boy. Errand boy is somebody who does small work for this man, kind of loading stuff onto the car, taking care of other things. But after some time, he was given more responsibility and more authority. So he was made the head of that shop. So he almost owns the shop now. That boy Jack almost owns the shop. So he's like the owner of the shop now, because old man Twinkle has retired and he has given the business. He has handed over the business, the entire business, to this boy now. And he's a grown man too now. Jack. So see how things changed for Jack wonderfully in his favor, all because of a broken gate. Isn't it strange? Well, even though it looks like it was because of the broken gate, but things changed for Jack because he was honest, because he had the courage to accept things that went wrong, and he was very loyal to people who trusted him. So thus, this story of the broken gate is a wonderful tale of loyalty and courage. And as children, you should all grow up developing these qualities of courage and loyalty. So with that message, we end this lesson today. And in the next class, we will take up something else from your syllabus. See you in the next class.